Alright, so Joey Swoll is in a little bit of a controversy right now. He's getting some backlash because here we start off with this headline that says Joey Swoll has apologized for posting a Hulk Hogan memorial after his death. I've done a lot of research and learned all of the horrible things that man has done. So already jumping into it, but let's go back to the very beginning where we saw that on July 24th, on the morning of July 24th, we saw the news that Hulk Hogan had passed away at the age of 71. And with that came a lot of controversy because Hulk Hogan himself became very controversial in the 2000s and 2010s because back in 2015, around the time, he got exposed for basically being a racist, at least officially via voice recordings. So over here we see July 24, 2015, Hulk Hogan fired from WWE after reports of racist rant, and that the wrestler has since apologized. 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it. And that happened exactly 10 years, or at least we got this Russell Ops post over here that said Hulk Hogan passed away on the 10-year anniversary of his racist recordings being published. So pretty strange timeline there, exactly 10 years. And of course with a character like that of not just Hulk Hogan, well, I guess the Hulk Hogan character wasn't really racist, right? But the person himself, Terry Bollea, was racist, and of course we saw him be at the Trump endorsement thing at the RNC, and you know, it was he got even more criticism for supporting, being a Trump supporter basically. And now that he passed away, a bunch of people throwing a celebration, I guess, while other people mourn, and while other people just saw that you can still respect some of the things that he did in terms of the business and for the industry. But a lot of people out there still do not like him because of the racist stuff and just other stuff in general as well, like him being a liar, him holding people back, you know, a bunch of other controversies as well, but the racist one was like the biggest one. So then with that, this is when Joey Swoll comes in. So Joey Swoll made a post on his X account that said RIP to a legend and one of my inspirations to start working out, at Hulk Hogan. And it got a lot of traction because people were saying, like, why are you being supportive of this racist even though he's passed away? Why are you still like showing some respect to him? Well, you know, with the little prayer emoji and the heart emoji here. And Joey Swoll, if you don't know who he is, he's this person that like he sees somebody being not nice or being disrespectful at a gym or just being rude or posting people on social media, and he calls them out for it. So over here we'll see this.
This sense of entitlement has gotten out of hand. For you to get upset because there's people simply in your video going about their workout without bothering you, minding their own business, is ridiculous. It gets to the point where you actually tell that man behind you to move because he's in your video. Really? I'm sorry, but unless your name is on that gym, your filming is never a priority over other people.
So yeah, basically that he's just like he promotes like good gym culture, and not just gym culture, but just like being a good person in general. And so he's seen like a good guy, in his videos always go viral. And over here he not just only criticizes, but he also like promotes good gym culture habits and all that. So even when someone does something good, he comes out and
kick the weekend
praises
off with some good, positive gym culture. So many people tagged me on this video that my name is literally in the search bar for it. How cool is that? This isn't the first time I've done a video on Shireen because she is the absolute best. If anybody deserves to have millions and millions of followers on social media, it's Shireen.
So he promotes good culture and everything. It kind of makes sense as to why people were like, what the hell? Why are you being respectful of a known racist in Hulk Hogan? But going back to the post, like you see that, well, I mean, that's kind of what made him start working out in general, saying getting into the gym. Over here he says one of my inspirations to start working out. So Hogan was obviously a big not just big inspiration, but like a big person in his life. So he gives him his flowers there. I mean, actually, when giving him his flowers and the news of the passing, Joey Swoll had also praised Hogan in the past. Yeah, so over here we can see October 31, 2019, when it was Halloween. He said, Joey Swoll said, trying to grow those 24-inch pythons, brother. Tagging Hulk Hogan, happy Halloween, Hulkamaniacs. So, and this was back then when he wasn't as popular, or at least wasn't getting much attention from the general public on social media. So he didn't really get that many responses here. Calling him out like, hey, why are you showing respect to Hulk Hogan, a known racist? Because it was 2019. It's already been like about a handful of years since the recordings came out. And then again in 2023, October 31, 2023, Joey Swoll says, happy Halloween, Hulkamaniacs. Say your prayers and take your vitamins, at Hulk Hogan. Now this is when he was like popping off, 2023. And over here in the replies, we have this one poster that said October 31, 2023. Player since over here said, bruh, this a whole ass L. And I don't say that often on your posts. And Joey Swoll actually responded to it in 2023, November 1st, saying, I don't know much about the incident, but if you think that means I'm racist or support racism, I hope you know better being on my page. What I don't support is canceling or defining people off of the mistakes they make as long as they learn and try to do better. Hulk Hogan is a wrestler and persona I love growing up being a huge wrestling fan. The man who plays that character made a mistake, but that same person has also done more charitable work than most in his position, as well as showed that he's trying to do better. He's also been defended by many people of color he's helped and done so much for. He made a mistake. We all make mistakes. That's called being human. If you're perfect, by all means attack and condemn as you please. I'm not perfect, nor will I ever be. I choose to not judge, but instead to see how people respond to their mistakes, and if they choose to learn, grow, and as I always say, do better. So Joey Swoll, he saw this is going to kind of contradict what he says later on in this year, or just recently in 2025, because over here it's 2023, he had time to kind of like do research into Hulk Hogan as to what he did, but I assume he didn't. He probably thought that it was just like a small mistake, probably just like said the N-word or something in an Xbox Live game chat session or something just one time. But I from reading this paragraph by Joey Swoll in 2023, it seems like that's probably what he thought. But now going back to the 2025 post of this year, so July 25, 2025, Joey Swoll says RIP to a legend Hulk Hogan, and promotes him in this good perception, and doesn't bring up like any of the faults that Hulk Hogan had throughout his life, especially there near the end. And in response to that, Joey Swoll did a TikTok live stream where the only footage that I managed to find was this post here. So we're just gonna watch this, but yeah, Joey Swoll's over here at TikTok Live, and he addresses the backlash that he had gotten for this year, saying RIP Hulk Hogan and giving him his respect. He responded in a pretty, probably like not the best way possible here. You'll see here.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well. Okay, the man was nice to me. He made a mistake. I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake in their life. So if you got a problem with that, then just leave or you'll be blocked. Period.
So he kind of doubles down and shows that he didn't really do his research back when he was kind of got called out on it in 2023. With that tweet/expose that we just read earlier. And yeah, like I said, doubles down, and it says colored people, and it's interesting that he said colored people. I guess that you're not supposed to say colored people because that's not really the best choice of words to say nowadays. What you want to say nowadays is people of color. So that's what it is. So when Joey Swoll said colored people, he got some controversy, and I don't know why he would say the word colored people. Because back then, Joey Swoll has typed out on, at least on his X account, people of color here, so people of color. But yeah, Joey Swoll responds to it in a TikTok Live, and he gets criticism for it so much. And over here, we'll see like an example of it. So this is an expose from Advice from Louis. Joey Swoll is being canceled for defending Hulk Hogan. And this pretty much just encapsulates why Joey Swoll is getting hate, especially after that TikTok Live.
Joey Swoll is being canceled for defending Hulk Hogan.
What did he do?
Take a look.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things.
Hitler.
I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it.
He called black people hard yards and was angry at his daughter for dating one. And said only rich ones are acceptable because the money makes up for it.
And apologized for it.
He said he would never want to be reincarnated into a black family because that would be his karma for what he's done and said to them.
And apologized for it.
He also prevented other workers from unionizing so we could make all the money as the face.
And apologized for it.
And when his son paralyzed the guy, he said God punished the guy who got paralyzed.
If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well.
Deflection 101, zero accountability. Look what everybody else is doing except for me. Also, the use of colored is insane.
Okay, the man was nice to me. He made a mistake.
He's extremely racist, but he was nice to me, so I accept all of his behaviors and shun anybody who he was horrible to and made feel horrible.
I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake.
That is the most skinhead comment I have ever heard in my life.
If you got a problem with that, then just leave or you'll be blocked.
If you don't side with racists or support them, leave or I'm going to block you because I side with them and I support them.
Period.
That was pretty bad, but people are saying I know who he voted for.
Oh, we all know who he voted for.
You can't know off of one video. We all know!
Okay, I don't know about the voting thing, but yeah, man, I mean, So that's pretty much what shows. So over here, the video from Advice from Louis explains or shows why people are still mad, or not still mad, but why people are mad at Joey Swoll, because that was a pretty wild response to make on that TikTok live. So Joey Swoll's getting all this hate, and then he makes a TikTok over here that's about 2 minutes long, and it's just like him basically apologizing.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible things that man has done.
See, so now he's learned from it, but I mean, he could have taken the learning opportunity back in 2023 when he made that tweet/X post replying to that one person.
Which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term. A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't.
That's why he's getting like most of the hate, because he plays like this good guy person and everything, and then people just jump on him. You know, you bring a lot of attention, you bring a lot of fan base to you, where they're like other good people, and then you know once you mess up once, they're gonna come at you like rabid piranhas. But I mean, Joey Swoll did. I mean, I don't even know if he should be getting like all this hate, dude. I mean, I think it was the doubling down that messed him up. That's at least for me. It was like, what the hell? Like, why would you respond like this? That's a pretty weird response. With the Hulk Hogan thing, I mean, let it pass, whatever. I mean, it's whatever, dude. I mean, yeah, Hulk Hogan was like a huge inspiration to you and stuff, to getting in the gym, but obviously the real life person was POS, and in the way that he thought and stuff, or even the actions that he did during the WWE days, the WWF days, like behind the scenes and everything. But then like doubling down on that TikTok like that was wild, man.
Didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human. I am still growing. I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place. And once again, to everybody, I apologize.
I mean, a pretty fair response in my opinion, but I feel like reading the comments here are going to be like roasting him and everything. Let's see what they say. And scene. Alright, stop apologizing, Joey. You did nothing wrong. People are just sensitive. White people saying that, I assume. Okay, dude. Gang, you definitely knew. You just in trouble. Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't like learn like about that in 2023. Like I said, I'm sorry I got caught. Now you were 100% confident too late. Yeah, the doubling down was what got him. Bro, why are people so soft? I knew the world was soft, but wow, this is crazy. Bro's reading off a paper. Don't apologize for nothing, bro. They're just sensitive over nothing. I mean, it's somewhat fair criticism, but the way that they're canceling him right now is pretty lame in my opinion. But if like people that are like, I don't know, dude. That's just me. But he messed up. Definitely messed up with that double down. But I don't know, man. The way that people are making him seem out to be, they're acting like as if he was Hulk Hogan. I realize I'm losing money, so let me go ahead and quickly apologize, bro. So yeah, a lot of the people in the TikTok comments are not accepting his apology there. I mean, that was a free fair apology, but it was just like basic. It's like something like you would put in ChatGPT, like, hey, give me a YouTube apology-esque video, and it just spits out like a generic one like that. I mean, I don't know, dude. But yeah, a bunch of people that were preying on bro's downfall are having I wouldn't say the time of their lives right now, but they're laughing right now, because over here, we got Justin Wing over here saying, dude went viral over scolding someone at the gym, then made the same video over and over again for 5 years. So he doesn't vibe with his content. And over here in the replies, he says, Justin goes on to say, me watching people finally turn on this dude as a bro with a fit on. And over here, when Dexerto made their post, well, let's see how the replies in the Dexerto post is. Dude, 21.3 million views is crazy. Wow, that's a shame. He showed he has no backbone. I hate it when celebrities mistakenly drop the N-word in a racist way. And Toby Turner over here, I'm assuming this is, I have not read the post, but I'm assuming this is going to be rage bait. Horrible things? Dang, did they find a bunch of bodies buried under his house or what? Toby Turner's just with the rage bait, man. Too late. You criticize everyone, now you can't handle making a mistake. You should have known better, like all the people you say shouldn't. That's a fair point, dude. I mean, he criticizes other people out there for uploading bad gym etiquette, or like them kind of making fun of other people, and then telling them to like they need to do better at the very end of his videos. And now whenever Joey Swoll himself messes up, he doubles down on that, man. And then but now he's apologized. So that's the video that made him apologize, and it was the advice from Louis, and he just alienated the majority of his audience to pander to a few wokies who have never touched a weight in their life. They won't accept it anyways. He lost the respect of everyone for apologizing. Way to go, dude. What? I bet you this guy didn't even watch this shit. Yeah, man, I feel like a lot of people that are saying that, oh, why did you apologize to the woke mob? They probably don't even watch bro's content in the first place. So it's just them trying to spin this narrative of, trying to make things political, because they got to get their engagement for their blue check marks, man. And that now brings us to July 29th, when even after the apology, Joey Swoll, I think this was after the apology, if not like sometime around there, Joey Swoll says, all the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. I truly hope all the people I've inspired do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on my message. But no matter how much good you do, people just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. Thank you for your support. I am done. Okay, pretty much the reason why I'm laughing right now is because he's bro put out that Batman line. You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. I don't know, dude. It was on you though. It was on you though. Okay, we'll address this last line right now, but right now I want to talk about this line here that I have highlighted. You die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. What do you mean by that? Usually that line goes to people that actually become villains. So are you saying that you're a villain? Or are you saying that you're just a villain to a certain group of people out there? Because the way you're wording this is like you're acknowledging that you're a villain. Usually when you say you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, it's like when you're talking about somebody else. So like for example, iDubbbz was the content cop, and then now he gets roasted and everything. And that's someone that like many people out there would say he didn't die a hero, he became like a villain. But that's somebody saying something about that's somebody saying the phrase about somebody else. You should not be saying this about yourself, man, because you're just kind of like admitting that like you became a villain or something. But yeah, man, I found that line here to be kind of weird, dude. It was very strange. But yeah, the last thing that he says here is, I am done. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means he's like done with social media or something, or done posting videos. But he says that, I am done. And it gets 28 million views. Now, it gets 28 million views. Now, let's see what the most replies, liked replies are, because it'll be interesting to see. Damn, dude, first one's off, already roasting him. Damn, dude. It's like apologizing. You're damn if you do, you're damn if you don't. But let's just look at the top replies here. From Fubby Wumpkins, as soft as charming. This is some whoa ass me bullshit. You get called out like you call out all of the losers in your videos, and now you're acting like a whiny little teenager. Sack up, soul. You need to do better. Never bend the knee to the woke mob and never apologize to them. They don't believe in forgiveness and will eat you alive if you show weakness. They can only be defeated with strength. Just keep doing you and ignore those hateful psychos. I think kind of addressing that you kind of messed up by praising Hulk Hogan even after his passing. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit stronger for you to do that than to just ignore it. You trash your idol, someone who was important to a huge portion of this country, right after he died. To this country. Why? Some people who will never forgive you complain. Don't act like we're the bad guys. You did this. Bro, okay, so these people that are saying that like he didn't do anything wrong, like they're saying that he did something wrong here. I don't know, man. Like it's kind of hypocritical if you ask me, dude. Like, Now I feel like these type of people are the ones that are kind of like canceling him because they're just like shitting on him. It's like, bro, like, or at least, I mean, well, at least the most replies are, "Hey King, your entire brand is about never giving up. If you can bench press a truck, you can handle this easy. This is nothing. Tell the haters to go fuck themselves and being a badass." See, that I don't know which side this guy is on, but he's like more on the side of Joey Swoll as opposed to these people over here that are like, "Oh, the woke mob, I got you, bro. You suck for bending down to them." No, dude, you got to make a response kind of like this, like, say like, "Hey man, you probably fucked up, but you could come back from this," you know, all that stuff. But the TikTok video apology, I think that one was fine, man. But the way that he came about with this X post here now, it's just, I don't know, doing a little bit too much, like quitting the internet, because it sounds like he's quitting the internet. Quitting the internet for that is kind of crazy, bro. And then, you know, I had people making jokes over here, like over here, Saving the Bee said, "I know that right-wing pipeline is calling Joey Swoll like the Green Goblin mask." Obviously a reference to Spider-Man. But I don't know, man. I mean, people are going to say, like, obviously we know which side of the political spectrum he lands on. I don't know. I don't know which one he is. I haven't looked into it because I really don't care about that. But yeah, it'll be funny to see if he just goes like a full-on Andrew Tate type of thing here. But I don't know. I think Joey Swoll is going to be fine because over here he made this response. The last thing that he has said, at least on his X account, is over here we had Regard Finder posting this saying, "Sorry Joey, but no one is exempt." And I guess I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what Regard Finder is over here saying, that why Joey's a regard. I don't know if he's saying it because he made the apology or because he was supporting Hulk Hogan. I think it's because of the apology, because over here we have the screenshot from the video. And I think Joey Swoll is at least in somewhat good spirits because the last thing that he said here was, "Don't be sorry." Should have said, "Do better." That would have made it perfect. All love. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not tripping over Joey Swoll. The way that Joyce has been getting canceled, it's just like pretty interesting to see in the culture, because I thought the cancel culture was kind of over because we haven't really seen anybody being canceled recently that hasn't done anything illegal, you know what I mean? Like, that's something I guess kind of criticizable, and then they cancel it but not illegal, because the only people that have gotten canceled recently are just like the Diddy's and stuff with going to court for like illegal stuff. But I have not seen one where it's just like a kind of like a culture war. So this was interesting to see that Joey Swoll might be getting canceled. But to me, dude, the only way you could get canceled is if you cancel yourself. So like if Joey decides to quit the internet, that's on him. He'll be the one that's canceling himself. But if he just keeps on doing what he's doing and just keep moving through the noise, then he'll be fine. But yeah, dude, like I said, that TikTok live video where he doubled down, that's where he messed up in my opinion. I mean, I guess obviously he kind of messed up a little bit with Hulk Hogan, when Hulk Hogan passed and he made that video, or he uploaded that video. Kind of messed up there, but I mean, that could have been something that you could just delete and then move on. But then doubling down, that's where he messed up. But I don't know, man. With Joey, he's just got to keep on doing his thing. Don't cancel yourself. And if anybody's like still hating on Joey for doing the Hulk Hogan praising and then apologizing later on, like, "Oh yeah, I actually found out that Hulk Hogan's an actual POS piece of shit," and people are still hating on Joey a year later from now, then I don't know, dude. You just gotta ignore him because, like, bro, like, everyone's gonna move on from this, let's be honest. But yeah, man, that's the Joey Swoll Hulk Hogan situation.